What is up? Pull the Pin podcast. Ty has COVID edition, so I am not in the store. I am at home in my basement. I am feeling okay. Hold on one second. All right. I am feeling okay though, so I figure we still do the show, talk a little bit about this tournament this week and a couple other topics. Got the agenda running down along the bottom. As always, I am joined with Tommy over here, and Matt is down below. He'll be joining in with us today and from time to time here on. Tommy, how's it going?
Can't complain. Just got finished Black Friday weekend. A lot of some rushes and some slow points and some more rushes. So all in all, pretty good weekend. And we are, right now we are currently looking for ways to further expand our reach as a store. So we're looking into some new product offerings and even club lines that we're really excited about. Just reached out to Adele Wedges and Putters, hoping to possibly bring them into the store. A nice specialty brand there. Reached out to Wilson. I know Matt reached out to Bad Birdie for us to potentially carry Bad Birdie clothing. And if you didn't see, we also had our new partnership with Enjoy Golf here in Lancaster.
Yeah, I was going to shout that out at some
we
point.
We are in full off. We are in the off season. We're staying fairly busy, but at the same time, we are just constantly hungry, looking for the next opportunity to take our shop to the next level.
That's awesome. Matt, how's it going, man?
Fantastic as always.
All right. So we've got a little bit of an agenda today. We're going to talk about the Hero World Championship or World Challenge. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Lee Elder briefly. I've just got some stuff written down. I want to talk about the great golfer Lee Elder. We also have Brooks and Bryson reactions to the match. I know Tommy was pretty vocal on Instagram about it being a money grab and it would finish in a tie. I kind of liked his take on that. Yeah. And then golf influencers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're each going to pick one that we like watching, one we don't like watching, and one that is just cringy. And then finally, we'll finish with favorite equipment as we go into the holiday season. Last year, Tommy, Dan, and myself did a video called "The Best Gifts You Can Get for Your Golfer," because golf is not an easy thing to buy for. The last thing I want is a suction cup thing for the tip of my putter. I want my wife to know what to come into the store and get. So today we're just going to shout out our favorite either brand, piece of equipment, little known situation, whatever. We're going to throw that out there and let you guys see what we like. But I think we need to jump right into the Hero World Challenge, guys. 20-man field. It's some of the best players in the world. It's not an easy tournament to bet. The odds aren't great. But it's a nice one for us to kind of get back into the swing of things. Couple of stats on the tournament. Albany Golf Course, obviously hosted by the Tiger, by the Big Cat, Tiger Woods, 7,300 yards, par 72, and Tiger is expected to be in attendance. So, any thoughts on the tournament outright? We'll start with Matt.
I always enjoy watching this because it's always really good players on a really fun, beautiful course. Just a little bit on Tiger. People that are Tiger obsessives already found that his yacht is moored in the Bahamas, so he's there. But just interesting to hear that somebody found his yacht and where it is. So poor Tiger.
I don't think it's I think that's. If Tiger didn't want people to know he was there, he wouldn't take the yacht. Is how I look at it. When you're Tiger Woods, if you're going to show up, you're going to show up in style. And after posting that 3-second video the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I don't think Tiger is in any real issue for attention right now. And down there, if he wants to be private, he can be private. But he wants people to know he's there. The more and more I think about last week when we talked about that 3-second video, I think he's way closer than anybody wants to talk about. And it just has this weird feeling. This thing came out about his comeback a couple years ago where he posted a shot of him hitting a wedge, and then it was a shot of him hitting a driver, and it was like they were a week apart. So I'm just waiting to see the next piece of the saga. Tommy, where are you at with this tournament? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it is a PGA Tour event, although there's no FedEx Cup points. There's no official money. That being said, there is a $3.5 million purse, most of it going to the winner. I don't know if it's a charity thing where they end up donating it anyway or whatever. But, we talk about, it's a really, really strong field. And there's two guys in particular that I think could make a statement even in a shortened field like this. The first one played in the Ryder Cup, was kind of a surprise pick, and then played very well was Harris English. Yep. I think it's a very good opportunity for him he is a phenomenal putter, first and foremost, and he has an opportunity to, kind of raise that next level. He comes out and plays. I know it's only a 25, 24 man field,
20.
but it's 20 per man field, but only the best of the best are playing. You go ahead and win. Just gives you a little bit of a notch under your belt going into next season. And someone we had talked about a lot last year that I think has already made strides, has made his known. He's actually the number 2 overall favorite for this tournament is Sam Burns. I was surprised to hear that he was the number 2, considering you have people such as DeChambeau and Koepka and all that, but he was at plus 1,400 was one of the favorites. So I like to see that he's finally getting his respect for his play, and hopefully hopefully he can show out this week as well.
I like both those picks. I'm just going to run down some numbers here. First timers at this event this year. The first timers we've got on the board are Abraham Ancer, Sam Burns, Harris English, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tyrell Hatton, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, and Scotty Scheffler are all first timers at this event. We have Henrik Stenson, who is the elder statesman, and this will be his 8th time at the event. He won it in 2019 and has he's finished in the top 5 6 times. This tournament didn't happen last year, so he gets the invite this year strictly on winning in 2019. It usually is an 18-person field. It's up to 20 this year. Burns and English are really nice picks, especially as first-time guys. I mean, my style of betting, Tommy. I'm gonna make 20 bets on this field, so I might as well bet every player to win. And then I'm going to get a win somehow. It's just the odds are going to stink because it's a small field. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I might bet a little higher on some guys. It's still early. It's only Monday. But I certainly like what Colin Morikawa is doing right now. He's certainly a guy and probably will be the guy with the worst odds, best odds to win, worst odds for betting. I think Rory McIlroy has to bounce back after what happened to him in Dubai. I think he's getting close, and this is a big opportunity for him to show how close he is. And I'm interested to see how Jordan Spieth plays. Jordan Spieth, who had a huge year last year for him, coming back, kind of bouncing back from a terrible stretch, and played well most of the year. Didn't have a great Ryder Cup, except for that phenomenal shot that he hit 400 million miles in the air and dropped it near the hole off the side of a hill. But I'm anxious to see how he plays in this event. This will be his 7th appearance. He's one of the guys who's been to every one of these but one. And then you just go down the list here. You've got Justin Thomas there, another guy. This is just how a lot of guys tend to start their season. I think Xander Schauffele will play well this week. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people to look at and be like, okay, this is where we're at.
And I always, every time you go down south, this Caribbean, Florida, or whatever, it's the one region of the U.S. where I say putting doesn't matter as much. There's a lot of grain. There's a lot of grass, gets choppy quickly around the greens. So, it's not going to be a guy who's like, wow, he's made 200 feet of putts in one day. Like, it's going to be,
Right.
all right, who hits it into 8 feet more times than not, avoids the bumps and knocks it in,
Yep.
So, I would say just keeping that in mind when you're betting is that I'm looking again at strong ball strikers, who's going to play in the wind well, who's going to be able to knock it tight and have the proximity to the hole. And maybe that's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but it's it can get blustery down there, and if you don't have control of your ball off with your irons, then you're in for a long weekend, even though you're guaranteed at least $100,000 this week.
Matt, who you got this week?
I'm not going to pretend like I know who's in the field even, and
Well,
I haven't done any research, so don't listen to me.
Golfer, basically top 25 golfer, and he's there. If you say somebody that isn't, I'll let you know.
Tony Finau.
Tony Finau is there. So
love Big Tone.
All right,
Dude just went 59. Dude just went 59 in the dick around round. Went 59. So
yeah, shot 59 Silverleaf, playing a match against John Rahm.
I like
birdied 10 of his last 11 holes.
So Tommy, I'm surprised. I thought maybe you'd say Daniel Berger for this week.
Not a bad pick, but a guy who has to be kind of scrappy. Like, I don't consider him an elite iron player.
He has that low ball flight.
Yeah,
he controls it pretty well.
Look, Sam Burns to me is on track to be the next, Victor Hovland. That caliber of player. The next Scotty Scheffler, if Scotty Scheffler ever gets a win.
Yeah.
I think it speaks volumes to that he was invited here. I think Tiger sees that. I'm assuming Tiger probably puts together who he wants at his event. And maybe Dustin got a nod and Dustin's like, nah, man, I'm good. But so maybe he slid in, but he's still here for a reason. And he has a all-around game that just, he translates everywhere he goes because he really doesn't have a true weakness.
I think you can say that about a couple of the guys like Terrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, guys like that. I mean, Hatton's up there in the world rankings, so don't get me wrong. But basically on the Wikipedia site, it just says any of the top 25 players in the world who can make it are invited, is basically how they put it on the Wikipedia page. Now, Wikipedia could be wrong. You never know. Matt might know something more about that. But he is the executive producer. I'm sure he didn't have a chance to do research. I got the agenda out pretty quick.
Zero, none.
All right, so really good field. I'm planning on jumping onto a podcast to watch the beginning of this on Thursday, just to do a little bit of a watch party and get out there and continue to get our faces out there in the world of golf. I'm like I said last week, my goal is to do 2 podcasts a week and talk golf, whether it's with you guys, hopefully not on my own. If you can break away for a half hour to jump on, that'd be great. If not, no worries. Let's move on though. Let's get past. This isn't one of the tournaments. I mean, it's a great tournament for us to get started with, but it's not a tournament with a giant field like we normally beat up and pick some, sleepers and some guys we're looking at top 5s. There's not really any opportunity to do that in this situation. So let's move on to the next topic we've got. And I think we've got not Brooks and Bryson. I know that's second on the agenda as far as the picture goes. I want to talk about Lee Elder, who passed away yesterday at the age of 87, born July 14th, 1934 in Dallas, Texas. Here's a guy who became an orphan at 9, dropped out of high school in 10th grade, and really supported himself by caddying and hustling other golfers. And then, won 21 of 23 tournaments in the UGA in the early 60s, and then finally joined the PGA in 1967, had 4 tour wins, and was the first African-American player to play in the Masters in 1975. I just wanted to take some time to point out, what an amazing guy and life Lee Elder had. He hit the ceremonial first shot at the Masters this year to replace Arnold Palmer, but to kind of fill into that new role. I'm just curious if you guys have anything you want to say about Lee Elder as we move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can undervalue he's the equivalent of Jackie Robinson to golf. Maybe he doesn't get as much notoriety as Jackie Robinson did, but without him, there's no Tiger. Heck, there's no Hideki Matsuyama winning the Masters, because if it wasn't probably for him, then you might have to be Caucasian to be in some of these tournaments, which is obviously a shame. And I think that I have befriended quite a few friends lately who are are not Caucasian or like of white descent that love the game of golf, and that all they probably might not even know who he is, but all of that comes back to he has to start somewhere, and he's probably should be credited with growing the game of golf just as much as Tiger Woods.
100%. Matt, you?
Tommy pretty much hit it on the head. I don't know if we have, I don't want to say if we have Tiger or not, but who knows? Who knows if we get Tiger if we don't get Lee Elder?
Yep. One other stat I want to throw in there, he did win 8 times on the Champions Tour as well after he left the PGA Tour. But overall, really, really cool guy. I just took some time today to do a little bit of research on him, and went back through and looked at some stuff, and just really impressive. Becoming an orphan at 9, making your way, dropping out of high school in 10th grade, and kind of supporting yourself on the golf course as a caddy and a hustler. Just things that could only happen back then, but are fascinating to me, and would love to learn more. So I probably will do some more research, especially on his younger life, which sounds a little tumultuous. All right, so let's move on to the match, Brooks and Bryson. I watched most of it. The fact that my favorite thing of the match was Phil Mickelson and Charles Barkley can tell you all you need to know about what I think of the overall situation. I thought Brooks played pretty well. Whoops.
I was going to say, Ty, we lost you.
I thought Brooks played pretty well. And, the banter back and forth was all well and good, but I can't help but stick by Tommy's paycheck situation. I enjoy the matches where they bring in another guy. Like, when Tiger and Phil did it, that was cool because of that old rivalry, and Tiger was just kind of coming back. And then the matches where we added some teammates like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, like, that's fun. This was just kind of like, I guess I'm kind of over it at this point with Brooks and Bryson. I don't really care. I get it. You guys don't like each other. There's plenty of people I don't like.
That's not even true anymore. They had to replay it up,
Yeah, exactly.
They had to get past it at the Ryder Cup, and they legitimately did, I think. I think that they can honestly stand each other. But then they're like, oh shit, but we're also supposed to hate each other for this other thing. So we're gonna bag each other for 2 weeks on Instagram and then not talk about it again. So
it's exactly like these boxers, fighters, MMA guys. They do the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think they had it right when it was a 4-ball. That's so relatable. Most of the money matches, guys like us are playing are you go out with your foursome, you toss balls, you play a better ball match. Maybe you have some presses. I mean, I'd love to see them do that. I think what would have been cool is if, hey, I'm down. I lost 4 and 3, but I'm gonna press you double or nothing for, and if I win, you donate twice as much money to charity. Or whatever. Just have a feel. And I just feel like I don't know. I guess Capital One runs this or whatever, but too many times people who are running these kind of events don't have a feel of what real golfers do. Shit, he hits it in the bunker one time. Be like, yo, get a pulley. If you get a pulley, I'll donate $500 to your charity or whatever. What I mean? You get that up, you get a Sandy, it's or one down. All right, well, I'm gonna start a new match with you, double or nothing. Let's do one downs.
Right.
I'm not trying to promote gambling or anything, but if we're already doing it for charity anyways, they're looking for ways to make it more interesting, between shots and stuff. It's all right, well, it's because he hit it in the bunker, this is a Sandy opportunity brought to you by Ocean City, New Jersey, blah blah blah. Go see New Ocean City. There's just so many opportunities to grow this into something. Make it a 4-ball match. It's relatable. Add more add presses, add the things that regular guys do. Maybe that's beneath the pros. I don't know. Just make it so, maybe you can watch it and like, dang, I learned a new game today. I'm going to go next time I play, I'm going to go with my buddies, like, and do that. Like make the game inclusive all the time. And like, it's just opportunity missed out over and over again, whether it's USGA, PGA. We talked about that last week, how they censor, or not censor, but they're so protective of their content. Like Capital One, who knows, maybe there's a guy who's like a 25 handicap that doesn't even know the rules that set this up. Like, get somebody in charge of these things that knows what people are doing on the course.
I agree. Matt, your take?
No, I totally agree. And I think that's what makes Brooks so much more relatable than Bryson too. Just in general, like if we had people kind of like Brooks running the show, I think it'd be a lot more fun because he's basically just a frat bro that's really, really, really good at a game. Am I far off with that? Tell me I'm crazy.
No, you're not, especially after watching it. I mean, everybody that is in this podcast right now knows a Brooks Koepka. They're just not as good at anything as Brooks Koepka is at golf.
Yeah, but he's also a lot more disciplined than
sure.
Person too. Yeah,
right. But he's also have fun.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just it. It's a fun thing.
I agree with Matt's take. I mean, Bryson's just so unrelatable to the normal golfer. I mean, like, think about it like this. I mean, just his practice, just the way he practices is so far removed from what any of us do, right? Like, I guarantee you that our range sessions, now we don't have a launch monitor behind us or anything like that, are more similar to what Brooks goes out to the range and does when he doesn't practice. And what's that?
Yeah, he don't practice. It's
Yeah.
not on TV. He's not at a golf course.
Right. So, I mean, I just think that Bryson's just so unrelatable. I was not surprised to see him lose, but was also happy to see him lose. I'm just
My other thing too is like, why can't we just celebrate like his unique approach to the game? Like, why does Phil have to be like, hey, walk me exactly how you're thinking through this putt? Really just to mess with him so he misses the putt. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm actually I would love to go back. I didn't really watch the whole match, but I'd love to go back and hear how he approaches things, because even though it's so out there might be one or two things you could pick up on and be like,
sure,
I never thought about it that way. But yet we we always look at like the long drives and we like say, oh, he's so weird, but like we never actually analyze how he approaches the game. And like, there's probably a lot of value there if anyone would take the time to listen.
Please don't put the word weird in my mouth. I did not say weird. I said unrelatable.
Oh,
so
no, I'm not.
I don't necessarily have an issue with how Bryson goes about his work, and I don't disagree. I think it would be interesting to hear his take. I just, well, like I said, I just don't relate to how he does it, because I don't have the ability to do it that way. As far as like, I'm going to go take 400 swings with an 8-iron and try and get my ball speed to this number, right? Like when I'm at the range, I don't have any way to do that, right? And nor would I have the body to build it. It just would have to break down.
Yeah, 100%. But I would love to see him break down a shot on the course.
Sure, yeah.
I'm tired of seeing him on the – I get it. Like, he's doing speed training. Awesome, cool. Now I want to say, all right, you have a 150-yard shot, right pin, no wind. Like, what is going through Bryson's head that's different than ours, and why is he successful because of it? That's what I want to know.
The question is
go ahead. Go ahead, Ty.
No, go.
I think my issue with that, Tommy, would be that it might be his explanation on one shot might be as long as our entire podcast. Like, it would just be,
you know what, fine, then do it. Like, I'm not saying do it during the match. I'm just saying, like, I
just
feel like
in general.
We often look at, you missed it what I was going to say. We often look at Bryson and we say, man, this guy hits it far away, and man, this dude is out there. Like, those are the two things. That's all that's ever covered on him. It's like, well, why don't we ever ask him, like, okay, why is this your approach to this? Because maybe we can learn some stuff, and like, I think, we did a video recently, Dan and I did, where we did a 2-man scramble on TrackMan, and we actually talked through our shots for the person. We weren't just like going up, hitting a shot, like not talking and like just letting people watch us play simulator golf. We literally were like, all right, like I'm 150 yards out. It's a back pin. I'm downwind. There's a bunker front. Really, I'm just trying to fly that front bunker, let it run out. Like, like stuff like that, where I think like that's a lot more valuable to people trying to improve the game. It's like, wow, I always just see one, like I shoot it, it's 150, I hit my 150. But I guess now that I think about it, yeah, it makes sense. Like there's other situations, like, maybe if it's a front pin, it might be better to hit 155, or if it's a back pin, maybe try to hit your 145 club. And if you flush it, awesome, you stick it. But
right.
Yeah, stuff like that.
No, I don't disagree. I love that part of the game in general. Like, when I'm playing in a match myself, I like to talk through shots with whoever's with me, right? Like, okay, I'm, like you said, 150 yards, a little downhill, no wind, and looking at somebody, I'm like, I'm gonna hit my 145 here and just let it travel, or I'm gonna hit my 140 and hopefully it runs out a little bit. That's part of the game. I think that a lot of unsuccessful golfers, guys that don't practice and don't play well, don't understand about the guys who do take it seriously and who do play well on like when we were talking about weekend rounds the other day. Like, okay, I've got a rangefinder, but I'm a 24 handicap and I shoot it and it's 150. Okay, I'm gonna hit my 150 club. No, you should probably hit your 165 club, because what's your option? What are the odds of you actually flushing that 150 club if you're a 23 handicap, right? So I think those are the things, the expectations that a lot of people that play the game miss a little bit, right? Like for you, for me, for Matt, like we walk up to 150 yards and use a rangefinder. We're like, okay, like we can dial in here. We can hit different kinds of shots. We can do this. We can do that. The 25 handicap guy walks up to that shot. He'd be better off with a watch that just tells him where the middle of the green is, so he's not trying to, dial himself in from that distance.
Well, 100%, yeah. But I just think the problem is more so they shoot 150 and they're like, okay, 150. But they didn't think, okay, it's 15 yards uphill. Okay, there's a wind in my face.
Yeah.
That pin's on the back. That bunker in front is dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, It's just too simplistic sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's one thing to say grip it and rip it. There's another thing to say grip it and rip it with absolutely no clue. And, gripping it and ripping it when you're a 20 plus handicap is okay. As long as you have some sort of idea what you're trying to do.
Well, I think that expression applies to everyone, except for that should be the last portion. It's like, all right, you've made your decision. Now grip it and rip it. Like, don't get cute now. Like, you've made your decision, do it.
So kind of got in the weeds there talking about Bryson and his approach. But I can't imagine being inside his head, all the numbers, and he's just, as far as physics and everything, like I just can't imagine being in his head. But it would be cool to hear what he thinks before a shot and what he's going through, like walking up to just 150 yards into the green. Like, it's probably going to hit his 60-degree wedge.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. Golf influencers. So as I've been stuck at home in quarantine with COVID, I've had way, way too much time on my hands to watch YouTube, to watch Instagram. And I think I've decided that I enjoy watching people that don't take it seriously on those formats. Because if I'm going to watch somebody who takes it seriously, I'm going to watch it on the PGA Tour. I'm going to watch it on the Golf Channel. I'm going to watch the European Tour. I'm going to watch the LPGA. If I'm going to watch somebody that is really taking it seriously and that I want to like pay attention to, that's probably going to be it. If it's something on social media or YouTube, I'm probably looking for a little comedic effect. Unless I'm looking for some sort of tip or something like that, then maybe we go to like Me and My Golf. But I've grown a real liking to just people who are willing to make fun of themselves through the game, because it is such a hard game. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Ty. I just wanted to say hi. I hope you're feeling all
right. I just enjoy the fact that this is such a difficult game. So seeing people that are somewhat, we'll say, somewhat famous. I don't consider social media fame, but somewhat famous, being able to look at themselves and suck at it and not, not take it too seriously. I enjoy that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think That's why that's why I think Rick Shields. I mean, every time we have this question, I always say Rick Shields.
Right.
But I mean, it's the best of both. I mean, he laughs at himself all the time. Sometimes he'll get frustrated and curse himself out. But like I loved his Break 75 series. It was to the point, entertaining, and I mean, obviously the graphics and everything were better, but like it's good golf, but you can laugh at when he hits a bad shot, or kind of highlights almost the mistakes more than the good shots anyway. So I don't know. Like that's why I just have never really gotten that big in the GM golf. Like I know they have good, and I like their apparel. I have a couple of their shirts. It's just not. It's the same thing. It's just like, all right, there's these 22-year-olds who are getting to travel the country and play awesome courses, and they play 6-hole matches, and there's no narration of what their shot's going to be. They just play golf, and it's like, yeah, if I just want to watch somebody strictly play golf, I'm going to watch the PGA. I need some kind of other value. Are you, am I learning about a product? Am I getting a swing tip? Or if you are going to play golf, like keep it moving. Like this should be a 15-minute video at most.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing worse than tuning in like GM Golf's latest video. Click on it. I'm like, oh, this, like, I'm interested. This sounds like it'll be a fun concept. And it's like 48 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, I immediately click out. I'm just like, and it's not like, I don't think I have a short attention span or anything like that. But for that type of content, I don't want to dedicate almost an hour of my time. I don't have an hour to dedicate to that. I have 5 minutes or 15 minutes, during lunch to watch a Rick Shields video and be entertained, learn a little something, maybe watch him play a few holes. But like, these people got to keep it moving for me.
I think Golficity is a page that I've just been on since I've been in quarantine. Just I enjoy the guys. I enjoy what they're how they look at it, and they don't take it too seriously. I think one of their big things on their site is just enjoy golf. They do a betting page as well, so they're definitely one that I've enjoyed here the last couple of days. But like I said, being stuck in quarantine, like they did this little reel of the remote control golf ball. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff is just fun to me. Matt, what about you?
Favorite golf people?
Do something about that.
I mean, just general genre, if anything. Like, so just social media or influencers is the word I use to describe, what kind of golf influencing do you like the best? I said that I like it, to be a little lighter, not so much. I'm not trying to watch somebody play like a 40-minute match on YouTube. I'd rather watch something that's a couple minutes long and get through it.
Agreed. Absolutely. I'm a big podcast guy in general. So like I listen to Foreplay gets a little old because to me, it's a lot of the frat boy stuff. And, some of it's funny. Like their Burt Kreischer interview was a classic, but that's because Burt Kreischer's hilarious. No laying up guys are really interesting when they're not crying about the TV coverage as much as they're right. But yeah, I like easily digestible stuff and, stuff that's more everyman because, when I want to watch swing tips and whatnot, I'll go find those swing tips. But also, sometimes it's fun to have someone who's more like us.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm in the same boat there with you.
Speaking on Foreplay, I don't know how it's like I just said how I like a short digestible thing. There is nothing more painful to watch than the Daily 9 from Foreplay.
Oh my God. I wasn't going to bring that up, Tommy, but because you did, Riggs makes my brain hurt.
Beat to death. Just so awkward. Like he's like hits a shot or two, then turns and is like, by the way, this is brought to you by Truly, because apparently every fucking thing is brought to them by Truly. And also dude wipes, because in case you want to just wipe your balls in the middle of your fucking round, here's a Truly and a dude wipe. So you can pour a fucking Wildberry Truly over your nuts for and then wipe it off, like in case you want to have your girl to have berries later. Like I don't like what the fuck. By the way, I'm going to hit these putts and they're not anywhere fucking close to going in, nor do they have any like instructional value. Just fucking stop it. Just like
Can we talk about how ass Riggs' putting stroke is? Like, they've tried to work on his stroke. He's worked with Kevin Kisner for multiple years now on getting better at putting, and it still looks like he's never picked up a putter in his life.
Well, then he's also promoting this freaking block putting thing, which first of all promotes a straight back, straight through stroke, which is not really great for anybody. Second of all, he doesn't even use it. He goes around it anyway. So it's like, what is the purpose of having this thing?
So,
it blows my mind, honestly.
I am not gonna bang on Riggs because I'm purely jealous of the fact. Well, I am gonna bang on it, but I'm purely jealous of the fact that they get to go around the country and play all these courses and play with these guys that seem like pretty chill dudes. But
oh no, I love
I'm
just saying, strictly the Daily Nine just needs to die.
Agreed.
It's not strictly the Daily Nine. Watching him swing a golf club makes me, it hurts. Like
does it make your back hurt again?
Pretty good, but like there's just like something about his impact point that like is so. It's like the backswing and then impact. Like I don't know. Like I'd rather watch Frankie, and he's terrible.
I don't know. First of all, Riggs says he's a 3. All right. If he is a 3 index, I will play him at any course, anywhere, and give him his strokes for $10,000. Because there's just no way. Like you work for Barstool Sports. Like you're probably that guy who's like, oh, buried in the bunker. Well, I'm gonna give myself a lie here or something. Like you're not a freaking 3, bro. Like get out of here. Like please just play me anywhere you want for $10,000. Like
big boss calling out Riggsy.
Like with strokes, right. I'm a point plus 0.6 right now. So whatever it translates to, if it's 3 strokes, 5 strokes, you can have them because you're gonna need them because there's no way. There's no way.
All right. Well, we'll finish that topic right there, and we'll move on to the final thing we have on the show today, and that is favorite pieces of equipment. Like I said, there is no parameter here. It could be, it's a Toulon putter is my favorite thing, or it could be I like this brand of plastic tees. Just what your favorite thing, your favorite piece of equipment right now off the top of your head would be if you needed to go buy something or needed something from somebody. Matt, we'll start with you.
Let me just promote my Bobby Grace for the 1,000,001st time here. Bobby Grace putter, the greatest putter ever made. It's what I putt with every single round. Never comes out of my bag, even when I'm not on my best behavior with putting. Stays in. 2-iron, absolutely. New shaft. It's lovely. And then one little thing for me that I appreciate that other people have done for me too is I like collecting the ball markers from like the nicer courses.
Yes,
I buy them from all the nice courses that I play, and then every once in a while somebody will bring me one from a course that they've played, and it goes in the bag, and I kind of rotate through them. So
yeah,
that's a good one. I like that. Tommy.
Well, I'm the same way. Whether I go somewhere or my parents go somewhere, I get either the poker chip or if they have a heftier metal one, goes right in the bag. And it's kind of funny. Like when I get a new one, I'll try to sometimes pick it out to try it, and then like if it's a good or bad round, goes back in the bag either way. But I have certain ball markers that I are in my bag that I won't use. Like I have one from Wincoat. As soon as I pull it out, I throw it back in the bag. I was like, I won't make a damn thing with this one. So like, it's just true. But
golfers and baseball players, superstitious people.
Yeah. I mean, right now, my favorite thing out right now is just the quality of wedges that are out. I don't understand from a purchasing standpoint how we put so much emphasis on the driver as we should. We even put emphasis on the irons as we should. Yet we're playing 60,000 yards, 6,000 yards. Like a lot of guys who hit it 250 plus are going to hit a lot of wedges, and then their approach to it is stock standard, whatever grind. And I just want 52, 56, 60. I don't even care what grinds they are. Like there is so much out there to help improve your short game and your approach shots, and I wish people took advantage of it more. Like I have never played with an Adele wedge. I saw that Peter Finch, speaking of of these YouTube people, he just went and got an Adele fitting. I watched the whole video. as a fitter, I found it fascinating. That's why I reached out to them today, because I'd seen this video a few weeks ago, but I was sitting here and I was just like, that'd be really cool to be able to offer. But even so, just the fact that we've had like our reps demo bags recently, like, for people to really like feel the difference between what a 14 bounce and an 8 bounce feels like and how it can benefit their game. Like, there are so many good wedges out right now. I mean, I don't know if there is I can't name a company with a bad wedge right now. Like,
Nope.
really. I mean, there's some that are more popular than others, but it's just, for me personally, if we're talking about equipment I love, it's my Jaws MD5 12X. That thing, I just feel like I can open, like, it has high bounce so I can get through the turf, but at the same time I can open it up and throw it up at the same time, and it's just like, that's my favorite piece of equipment right now, probably.
I need to improve my wedge game as far as what I have. I'm a pretty good wedge player, but my wedges are aged, so I may be coming in here shortly, Tommy, to take care of that. I don't think it's going to happen over Christmas time, but it's something that I need to improve. As far as ball markers, I have 2 ball markers I keep in my bag that I use no matter what. It's an Eisenhower silver dollar or a JFK half dollar. It's just always been my thing. I like old coins. Best piece of equipment. I'm going to talk about something that I asked for Christmas this year, and hopefully I get a good rangefinder. So I see all these people that buy basement bottom rangefinders, and they just don't understand what they're missing with them. Bushnell just makes such a quality product when it comes to that there's just no reason to half-ass it. I mean, the rangefinder I had, I've actually stood next to somebody. It was $120 like laser finder is what it was called, something like that. And I've stood there with somebody that has a Bushnell, and the yardages are like 5 to 10 yards off. And if you try to use the elevation, it just changes everything to even worse. So spending the money on a decent rangefinder, or, having a good watch or something like that, I think that's really important. And I also think it helps with pace of play. To walk up and not have to like walk around to find a yard marker or anything like that. I just didn't want to go clubs because I'm super happy with everything I have in my bag right now. Like I said, my wedges are a little old, but I still love them. As I've sat down here and improved the wear mark on my 52-degree wedge into this net about 4 million times over the last couple of days.
And the people who say a rangefinder isn't necessary, if you know your yardages, first of all, learn your yardages, your actual yardages. If you hit 7-iron 135, don't say you hit it 150. But the fact
that you say, Tommy,
no, if you can have the ability to know your yardages and you shoot it and it's 152, and you hit your 9-iron 155, it just eliminates any doubt that you could have, and it's just like, all right, if I hit this, like, I'm either going to be right past the flag or right on it.
All right, let's close up shop. Tommy, you got anything to push? Where can we find you? What's going on?
Well, as always, on Instagram at Pull the Pin Lank. We're over there. We're growing. We're right around 650 followers now. We are extending our Black Friday sale all the way through Christmas Eve. So if you didn't get in during Black Friday, you're still going to get to experience all the deals that we had over the weekend. And as always, come in and get fit.
Matt, anything from you?
Now come into the store. We'll get you right. We'll fix you. We'll do what you need to what needs to be done. And Uncle Ty, we miss you. We hope you're feeling good, and hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be out of quarantine on Thursday, waiting for an email back from our COVID coordinator at work. And it looks like Thursday is supposed to be 59 degrees. So if she gives me some sort of okay that I'm allowed to come back to work, it may be Ty's going out golfing.
There you go.
So you can find me at TyBook3 on Twitter, or at PTP2021 on Twitter. Instagram is Wild by Ty. We will be back on Thursday at some point, or I will at least, maybe with a couple of these guys, to do a little bit of a watch party for the beginning of the Hero World Challenge. I want to see reactions and see what happens if Tiger walks out in the first couple of minutes of broadcast. That's always something that we'll try and do, especially when he has been kind of absent for a while, whether it be injury or whatever. So for me, for Tommy, for Matt down below, Thank you for being here, and we will see you guys soon.